MacGyver is an American action-adventure television series created by Lee David Zolotoff. Henry Winkler and John Rich were the executive producers. The show ran for 7 seasons on ABC in the United States and various other networks abroad from 1985 to 1992. The series was filmed in Los Angeles during seasons 1, 2, and 7, and in Vancouver during seasons 3 through 6. The show's final episode aired on April 25, 1992 on ABC. The show follows secret agent Angus MacGyver, played by Richard Dean Anderson, who works as a troubleshooter for the fictional Phoenix Foundation in Los Angeles and as an agent for a fictional United States government agency, the Department of External Services. Educated as a scientist, MacGyver served as a bomb team technician (EOD) during the Vietnam War. Resourceful and possessed of an encyclopedic knowledge of the physical sciences, he solves complex problems by making things out of ordinary objects. Along with his ever-present Swiss Army knife, he prefers non-violent resolutions and prefers not to handle a gun. The series was a moderate ratings success and gained a loyal following. It was popular in the United States and around the world. 2 television movies, MacGyver, Lost Treasure of Atlantis and MacGyver, Trail to Doomsday, aired on ABC in 1994. A spin-off series, Young MacGyver, was planned in 2003, but only the pilot was made. Merchandise for MacGyver includes games and toys, print media and an original audio series. A feature film based on the series is being developed. Series overview. The series revolved around MacGyver, whose main asset is his practical application of scientific knowledge and inventive use of common items, along with his ever-present Swiss Army knife. The clever solutions MacGyver implemented to seemingly unsolvable problems, often in life-or-death situations requiring him to improvise complex devices in a matter of minutes, were a major attraction of the show, which was praised for generating interest in the applied sciences, particularly engineering, and for providing entertaining storylines. All of MacGyver's exploits on the show were ostensibly vetted to ensure a basis on scientific principles. In the few cases where MacGyver used household chemicals to mix up poisons, explosives, or other things deemed too dangerous to be accurately described to the public, details were altered or left vague. The show often dealt with social issues, though more so in seasons 4 to 7 than 1 to 3, which were mostly about MacGyver's adventures working for the United States government and later for the Phoenix Foundation. Format. Several episodes, including the pilot, begin with a cold open, finding MacGyver already on a mission. MacGyver often narrates a story from his childhood relating to his current situation. He resolves this situation quickly, and the main story commences after the opening credits. The credits refer to such an opening sequence as the opening gambit. It occurs far more commonly in earlier episodes than in later ones. This segment is often written and directed by a different team than the main story of the episode. After the credits, the main story plays out in standard 3-act structure. In many episodes, the opening sequence occurs after the opening credits and often does not involve MacGyver on a mission but rather in a situation used for character development. In the same manner as the opening gambit sequences, these opening segments often do not directly relate to the main story. Entrance into language. The use of ordinary household items to jury-rigged devices shows an influence from the A-Team. The idea has entered United States popular culture. Such constructions are referred to as MacGyverisms. MacGyver has become a verb, as in, the car broke down but he MacGyvered a fix to get home, and was even used in Stargate SG-1, a later show featuring Richard Dean Anderson as the protagonist. Cast: Richard Dean Anderson as Angus MacGyver, a secret agent who prefers not to carry or use a gun, due to a childhood accident with a revolver that resulted in the death of a friend. However, MacGyver is willing to use an acquired gun, its parts, or its bullets in non-standard ways, such as a substitute for a wrench. There are 3 exceptions when he uses a gun for its original intended purpose. In the pilot episode, MacGyver is seen firing an AK-47 on a mission in the opening gambit. He holds 2 kidnappers at gunpoint in the opening scene of episode 10, season 1, and is seen using a gun in the TV movie Trail to Doomsday. He is often suspicious of militaristic attitudes within the government. He sees the Los Angeles-based Phoenix Foundation, his employer, as an alternative to more conventional means of law enforcement. MacGyver's family is rarely seen. His grandfather appears in a few episodes. In a flashback during the episode Phoenix Under Siege, S2E11, MacGyver's grandfather talks to his wife and MacGyver talks to his father. In the second-to-last episode, it is revealed that he has a son he never knew about. And in the end the two of them ride off into the sunset on a motorcycle. Dana L. Carr as Pete Thornton, MacGyver's boss and best friend. He was an operative at the Department of External Services, which is where he is impressed by Mac's ingenuity while tracking down Murdoch, an international assassin and master of disguise. When Thornton becomes Director of Operations at the Phoenix Foundation several years later, he brings MacGyver into the program. In addition to sending Mac out on various tasks for the Foundation, Thornton is many times forced to bail MacGyver out of the trouble he gets into. Thornton has a son named Michael. Late in the show it is learned that Pete has glaucoma, an element written in because of L. Carr developing glaucoma in real life. Dana L. Carr is first cast in the pilot episode as Andy Coulson, the chief of operations at the MacGyver Laboratories. Bruce McGill as Jack Dalton, MacGyver's comical best friend. He is a soldier of fortune, bush pilot who periodically gets everyone into a heap of trouble with various get-rich-quick schemes that only MacGyver can get them out of. His eye twitches when he's lying. Dalton often attempts to romance the women he is introduced to. Production. While creating the series MacGyver, John Rich was working on the sitcom Mr. Sunshine for ABC, which was short-lived and cancelled quickly. Henry Winkler had just finished off his 11-year run on Happy Days and was looking for another project. Lee David Zolotoff was working as a producer for Remington Steele, which was airing on NBC. The three got together to form the basis for MacGyver and sold the idea to Paramount, and ABC became interested in the series. The series was filmed in Southern California for its first 2 seasons and again in its final season. From seasons 3 to 6, it was filmed in various locations around Vancouver in Canada. Los Angeles remained as the setting of the show for the entire duration. In seasons 1 and 2, MacGyver was portrayed living in a waterfront apartment in Venice Beach. In season 3, he moved onto a houseboat at an unspecified location, though implied still to be in Los Angeles. When the series was in pre-production, Winkler and Rich were looking for a suitable actor for the lead. After Richard Dean Anderson's appearance in the American television series The Love Boat, Winkler got Anderson to audition for the part. According to Rich, every auditioning actor hulked his way through his audition. When Anderson eventually auditioned for the role, Winkler and Rich felt that he gave the character a human touch which the other actors could not. Both believed that Anderson would become one of the new, breakout, stars on American television. Anderson is known for having done many of the stunts in the series, though in later seasons he reduced his participation because of accumulating injuries. He injured his back and required foot surgery because of accidents working as a stuntman. 2 episodes of MacGyver's first season were co-written by Terry Nation, a British writer best known as the creator of the Daleks in Doctor Who.